want to ask this question to both of you. All right, and especially to you, because out of OV, obviously, and then I've got family in the depths of retreat. That, like, what was more fearful? Going to her family and spending the time with her family, or bringing her home to your family or to your family functions, knowing that shit's wild sometimes. Like, what is your fearful? Because for me, like, yes, I always felt maybe. Welcome back to DTK, everybody, and we've got our boy Paulo with us. Paulo, ek is op 'n lang naweek gebore.
Yes, strappen van ver gelijk.
And then we've got our boy Wado, obviously back again.
Yes,
Wado,
yes,
I can't take it home anymore because I just got engaged.
Stop.
Yes.
Me too.
Before we get going, little bit of a service announcement. We hit 50 subscribers. Well, we're over 50 subscribers now in the last week or so. So thank you so much, everybody, for the love.
Yes,
we hope that you guys continue to come talk a bit kak with us. And then, so I just want to say, Paulo, welcome. Thank you for joining us. How are you? What's it like being here on DTK?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here, guys. It's a pleasure to be
Welcome, my brother.
It's a pleasure being
Good
here.
to have you here, man. It's about time. We were just worried that the couch settings wasn't going to be big enough for you.
Yeah, I'm sort of like,
Link.
I feel like that guy from Tekken, that Indian brother that stretches his legs like that.
Yeah.
I sort of feel like that, but easy. For me, it's being here is, hey, don't be rude. I can't help it, you close to the ground, okay?
Leave me alone. Leave me out
Smells
of this.
different.
And then, secondly, another special mention, a boy over here, Wado, engagement settings.
Yes, my brother.
Hey, how's that?
It's new, fresh, happy days, very happy.
I had to announce it to the people because there are a lot of ladies out there that watch the show just for you, and now they know.
Sure.
Now they know that they can't take it anymore.
I'm taken.
Wow. That is a public service announcement.
Public service announcement, ladies and ladies.
Before we actually even start on this cack over here, I saw an interesting question that I wanted to ask you guys. Okay, so obviously there's 365 days in a year. There's 8 billion people on this planet.
Yes.
How many birthdays are there? Is it 365 birthdays or 8 billion birthdays? I knew this would bamboozle.
It's 8 billion birthdays.
But you see the 8 billion.
Because
people.
It's the birth of 8 billion people.
Yeah, but the 8 billion people, you don't know how many that 8 billion people who's produced.
Yeah, but there's only 365 days.
No, but
and it's a
but are you counting?
Yes, but
okay, wait.
But you're counting how many people
are registered based on the consensus
of how many people were born. Right, so their
that
birthday doesn't matter which day of the year they were born. It's still their birthday. So there's 8 million birthdays.
But
in 365 days.
Yeah.
If there's call it 10 million people born on that specific day, that's a birthday.
But that's not the question you
ask.
That's only one day.
But that's not the question you're asking.
How many birthdays are there?
No, but that's not the question you're asking. Ask the question again.
So ask the right question.
There's 365 days in a
Yes.
year. There's 8 billion people on the planet. How many birthdays are there?
8 billion.
8 billion.
But there's only 365 days.
But there's 8 billion
You said
people.
there's 8 billion people born on.
You
there's
didn't
8
specify that they're born on specific days.
I don't have cats over here. I don't know.
Right, on a specific day. Right?
Yeah.
You didn't specify that. So, like,
There's
I'm
300.
not-
Okay, wait, listen. There's 365 days in a year,
Yes.
and there's 8 billion people.
Yes. How many birthdays are there?
So you're just saying there's 8 billion people in general.
Yeah.
You're not saying in
365.
the world.
Because the way you said it there, how many birthdays are there? Right? Like, because you said birthdays, there's 365. How many birthdays? There's 8 million.
Okay,
Birthdays is one word.
Whichever way I emphasize it, at the end.
Emphasize.
Emphasis.
Emphasize it, yeah. Here, English has gone up.
Emphasis.
Emphasis.
That's what happens when you get 3 colored people on a podcast.
Emphasize. Right?
In your first.
Yeah. That I won't say, but there was something that I saw today as
Wait. We still need to get to the answer before you continue.
First of all, so okay, I want to tell you guys, I'm not for either or. I just wanted to pose the question and see what you guys got to.
So what do you think?
I went there's 365 birthdays.
So he's actually saying that he's actually playing a safe card because we're going per person in the world. He's going he doesn't know how many people on that specific day, so he's just going with the days. Because it could be 80
But I'm talking about
million.
in a year.
But he could say it could be 80,000 in one day, or it could be 50,000 in
doesn't
one day.
matter.
It doesn't matter
I
because,
know.
but it all depends on if you hear it or if you read it. No,
You're
no,
right.
no,
It is right
no.
there,
Because
yeah.
if you hear it, you can say, is it 365 or 8 million birthdays?
Yeah.
Right? Or you can read, is it birthdays?
Days, yeah.
So if you can, it sounds like similar, right? But if you read it, it's going to be different.
That's pretty
Maybe
fair.
we must pose a question to the audience and see what they say.
Well, they've heard the question, so they must answer. They must answer.
Yeah. It'll be
I'm gonna-
nice to see what the answer is, though.
It is.
It'll be good to see what you guys' answers is. So.
It just depends
swing it.
on how you see it
yeah,
and how you read
that,
it. Like you
that's
said,
valid. Yeah,
if you're reading it, how many birthdays are there in the year? And there's
Yeah.
8 billion people. It's 8 billion birthdays. But if you're asking somebody how many birthdays
Days.
are there in a year, that's how many days are there in
yes.
a year.
Can I just correct you guys quickly? There's actually 365 and a quarter days.
When did we add a day?
Yeah.
When did we add a
There's a
quarter
lot
of a
going-
day?
Because every 4 years is a what?
It's
A leap year, but yeah. So then 365.
And it's 366.
Okay, Bill Nye, the science guy.
How you doing? Bill Nye the Science Guy.
You remember the song? This man's giving his age away. Yeah.
He did it.
Shit.
Take a long sip, nigga.
Did you? I take it you watched Bill Nye, the science guy.
On KTV, bruh, of course.
Okay.
Yo.
What, did you guys know what
Seriously,
KTV,
KTV,
is?
Yeah, I'm
I don't
like,
know. I
wait.
watched KTV. Digimon.
I
and
was
shit.
KTV, yeah.
Yeah.
Digimon
Do
was
you
also-
know what Masupalami was?
Yes. Of course.
Yeah, nah,
Okay,
no,
Talking
right,
Duck,
Yes.
Biker Mice,
From Mars.
Kind of.
Are you
From Mars.
crazy?
Yeah.
Damn, that was the shit.
Goof Troop,
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's my. I turned 30
Yes,
the
sir.
other
That's
day.
my
I
nigga.
know what I'm
Come
doing.
on, brother.
yo guys, welcome to Over the Hill. Welcome to Over the Hill, yo. Welcome.
Welcome or
Level
condolences.
treat.
Guys, I promise you, from 30 to like 34, it's up. And then check. Welcome to reality.
That's when,
Good to have you
that's
here.
when you get up in the morning and you first need to stretch your back out before
Yo.
you get
No, I tell you this. I tore my hamstring dancing.
Yes.
Then I know. Nah.
That's when you know.
I don't know
That's
you
when
were
you know.
strictly come dancing.
Oh, wait. Since when? Were you doing that long leg?
It wasn't a long item, yeah.
We should actually do an episode where we just gate Baka hard and see who lasts the longest.
Yo, shame.
She used to drink finishes first. Ook so taking deep.
I
Take a
just wanted to
deep
put
shot.
that drink down before somebody called me Buffalo.
Wow. That was actually quite good.
Eh?
I looked at you twice. I was like, should I?
You should have.
Damn, man.
Let's get to it.
Ah.
Okay,
Missed
so
that one.
no, I want to do this one because
So you pulled two.
I didn't pull that one.
Oh.
So this one says interracial couples and meeting the families for the first time.
Yeah.
Yo, it's a KFC advert, bro.
That is
Sub questions.
that is a wild thing.
Do you ever really feel part of the family? And does the culture of different races affect your relationship?
Yo. That's a good thing. That's a good topic. But I think, Paulo, you want to go first?
Yeah, I think it's difficult in the sense that, like, I know when I had an interracial relationship, right, the girl I was dating was from overseas. So it's not like I ever got a chance to
Where was
meet
she
her
from?
family. She was from the States.
All right.
Right, so
Where specifically?
from Maryland.
Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah. Eh?
That's Louisiana.
No.
Like
It's,
north. But it is
like,
north though.
It's like New York.
Oh,
Yeah,
Or Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stand to be corrected, but
Yeah. But
Yeah.
north. We'll go with north for
North
now.
America, yeah.
Yeah.
So how was so what was it like? Did you ever meet her parents? Did
No.
you ever- no.
Like for me, it was she was a student. Yeah, I was a student. So like, you know, we met. I was playing rugby for UCT, and like you know, fangirl. Hey, like
Yeah,
you know,
But
but never necessarily got the chance to meet the parents or anything. She left, parted ways.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
You ever get to meet like any of her family, like via phone call or anything like that? And what I want to ask you is, did people treat you differently for dating a white girl?
No,
Not
like
not
who
even
the fuck's gonna fuck with a tall nigga like this,
no,
bro?
Yeah, fair
but
enough.
I think people obviously have their opinions, and people are
Yeah.
gonna have their different viewpoints and things. But like often people don't voice those things, you know,
Yeah.
because like as we get older, we realize it's like everyone each their own.
yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
How
Like,
old were you then, by the way?
I was 22.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like what's that? 1976.
That wasn't a good year, but
Okay,
wasn't a
wow.
good
Oh,
year.
yeah. Especially not for interracial.
you walked into that shit.
that wasn't a good
I
year.
think you should have gone by
That's,
1995, baby.
Hey, bro, I just went.
Look, there's a picture that's not racially friendly there when Chester Williams is behind the pile.
In 95.
Yeah, in the World Cup, right? You know when
Yes,
when they
yes,
won the
yes.
World Cup.
When
So
he's behind the pole.
yeah, so that drop
Yeah.
kick.
I saw that one.
He's
yeah.
the only player that's not in the team
And he's
in the
standing behind
photo
the pole.
because he's directly behind
Behind
the pole.
yeah. They made a massive thing about that. That was hectic. That was wild.
I've
yeah.
never seen that
You
photo.
must
Yeah,
check it out.
so
bro.
in 1995 against New Zealand, I think it was.
This man, you say 1976. He's like, boom. I said 1995. He's like, boom. Hey. What else?
I know this is true.
What date was clear? When was it safe?
I think the best date of them all was the 8th of April, when I was fucking born.
This guy.
Fucking legend, yeah. You know, and then like
There's a couple of days before that, which is also
Anyway,
very good.
so you were.
only a couple of years later, you know,
So,
it became
yeah.
a bit more significant. You
I
know.
don't want to mention numbers because then I think something might just pop up, a date might just pop up, and then I'm like, oh fuck, well, that wasn't a great date either. So I'm just gonna leave dates. For now.
Yeah.
Well, when you say dates, it's like a date that you experienced with someone else.
Oh wow.
So-
You're doing interracial dating here. So I don't have to just
Yeah,
check
yeah,
which
yeah,
date
yeah.
you're talking about here, but
yeah, that's fair. That is
So obviously, y'all know I'm not dating, but I'm married
really.
to a white lady.
fair. Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, Bianca. Oh wow.
Wow. Not a lot of the viewers out there know, but yeah. So dating a white girl. And I'm not gonna
You
lie.
married to a white
Oh,
girl?
white-
married to a white girl. Yeah.
But I'm not gonna
Contradict
lie.
yourself now, nigga. Come on.
It's it's different.
Yeah.
It is different. And I feel like for me, the most pushback I got was not even from the Caucasian folk. It was more from my own people.
Mm.
Like if I walked around, say in the mall or whatever, with I would get a lot of looks from colored girls, and I still do to this day get a lot of looks from colored girls. Almost as if to say,
You're a handsome guy, like, you know, why you, almost like,
Is
why
that
you,
iets verkeerd met ons?
yeah, why you with her type of thing.
Is
"Are
dat
we
iets
doing
verkeerd
this?
met
Are we doing
ons?
this tonight?"
No.
we can fire shots because I got my shotgun in my pocket. I can go.
Is dat
niggas.
iets verkeerd met ons?
No, but that's exactly
But
it.
that's
That is
exactly
it.
how it is.
That is it, yeah.
Nah. And like I just found that to be the weirdest. Like,
So-
and you know what attitude I used to have back? Whenever I saw that, or whenever somebody said something, I'd be like, "Nigga, I made it. Did you?" I would have that because you're being a tiff right
Yeah.
now. Like,
Yeah.
don't-
So when you said like it's different, so what about it's different? Like,
I mean, look, I can.
if you
I
can
mean,
maybe
yeah, that's a good
contextualize.
Let one go first.
So what I will say is the family vibes are very different. The cultural thing. So the way in like when you're a colored person, you naturally have always, at least I have always had this sort of inferiority complex to Caucasian folk, and then you go into like their family sort of structure
Environment.
or family environment where you at even a bride. Like if I go into a colored bride, I'm comfortable because I know the cultural things, what you can and can't do and
Yeah.
everything. But now with that inferiority
I
complex
mean,
and a new
there's not
culture,
a lot that you cannot do in a colored community.
yeah, but you go
Yeah.
you go into that and you're like, yo, I could do one thing wrong and I'm
Yeah.
gonna be judged. And it might not be
Yeah.
like that because
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
in my case, like with her family, they're very chill and they're very accepting and
Yeah.
but it's also taken me time to grow
Get-
and
grow
learn
into that.
And accept.
into that.
And I think that is to add on to that, like if you go in as a colored bra, if you go into the Caucasian family and you married to or dating married or whatever your situation is, if you go in there hardcore, like, you know, colored,
Yeah.
I don't know, people are gonna look at it differently, but I'm saying if you go in there full tilt, it's you, like, it's not a thing, it's not that they judging you, it's that you are
Judging yourself.
you judging yourself.
Yeah.
but
That's the thing. And the thing is, like, we don't know if it's right or wrong. You don't know if it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
You just
Compared
you
to their
just not,
standards.
You just not even not, you're not even comparing to the
Yeah.
standards. I personally think you're just playing it safe
yeah.
until, because right now I can, like, we can personally say that if we must sit here around the table and his missus families of here, Vin will be Vin. You know,
Now I will
Vin,
be.
Vin
Yeah.
will be Vin.
But-
But he played it safe at first. You know, and I'm not obviously trying to just back, but I'm saying in general,
Yeah.
like, you're gonna go in, you're gonna play it safe, you're gonna test the cards, test the waters, and you're gonna slow. But it's a I feel like it's a thing that you have to feel it out, man.
yeah,
You have to feel it out.
like the way I see that, and like you know, you saying like sort of going full tilt, and like it all depends on what your personality is like, how you carry
That's also
yourself.
another
You know,
thing,
if
yeah.
you carry yourself and you have this like full tilt type of attitude,
Yes.
then that's what you need to bring. That's what your partner is like
Yeah,
chosen you for.
exactly.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
like rather be real all the time.
Yeah.
Like, and it's difficult, especially going, and it's not just in interracial relationships.
Being real.
It's in your
being
relationship.
real
in a
and
relationship.
taking your time on two different things now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the thing is, you need to be yourself, and
Oh,
people need to accept you for who you are.
Yeah.
And ultimately, like that's what it boils down to. And obviously, we need to know. Okay, there's certain ways to behave in certain settings.
But I can tell you what, this one thing, Pado. I mean, you boys have known me for years. And lot of my brothers will be like, oh yeah, they'll introduce me to maybe another bra or another friend of theirs. Like, yeah, this is Wado. Like, he only dates white killers. So it's like, maybe what the fuck do you mean? Like, I've dated all different types of killers. Like, what do you mean that I've only dated white killers? You haven't even known me that long. Like, even if you have and you say that, it's like, yeah, he only dates white killers. So now it's like, cool, but regardless
you
of
get that name put to you.
Now it's also like, because you only date a Caucasian female, now you kind of acting a certain way. So now you being based on you acting a certain way, you only dating a certain race, those type of things. So there's a lot that comes with it, if that is like where you find yourself.
Yeah.
And I've had conversations with a lot of colored men, bro. Like neighbors, friends in my community where I live, and they've had the opposite conversation with me, like how, like, bro, like
what's it like?
What's it like? Obviously, like, what's it like? Like, how do you do it? Like, how do you speak? Like, and Vin mentioned it earlier, and it's like the inferiority about like when you speak to a Caucasian female, it's like you now need to, or even a Caucasian man, you need to like down yourself to it, and like it counts in the relationships, in business, in anything in life. It's like that thing's still happening, but now it's like in that you have to now kind of that you have to bring yourself down a bit, to accept. But when it comes to relationships, it's a whole different ballgame. She's accepted you for who you are.
100%.
As a bra. She never met you when you were like, rah, 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 She met you when you were with your bras.
100%.
She met you when she accepted you as your bra. So now it's like, okay, cool. You accepted me on this base level, right? So now I have to meet your family.
I can tell you feel strongly about this.
No, 100%, bro. And like now you meet the family. So now you obviously want to set the expectations a bit high. I mean, Vin, you can speak for yourself.
So, but now, do you feel like you ever? So for me, what's orkies, what makes it orkies is, right, you go there, right, you want to be yourself, but there's a part of you that feels that the moment you walk in there, regardless of you being yourself, the first thing you're being judged for is the color of your skin.
Yeah. No, look, I completely agree with it, and I completely like understand that, right? But like the way that I see it, and like sort of my perspective on this is that in order to be comfortable in that environment, right, you need to be comfortable with yourself.
Yeah.
And being comfortable with who you are, and I'm gonna use a strong word here, right? How you identify, right? But like honestly, it's how you see yourself, and the light and the perspective in which you see yourself, right? And you can walk into that environment in any situation, and you can say, okay, cool. Like, yes, people are expecting this of me, but this is who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the thing is, what we often take for granted is the fact that, like, other people don't matter when you're with that person.
Yeah.
Right? That person is the person that you've chosen, that they've chosen you, and that's all that matters. And that encapsulates, like, like your relationship as a whole for any two individuals. That, like, your relationship is your relationship.
Yeah.
You guys are two separate entities that have come together as one, like, one unity, right?
Yes.
And like in that unity, you have who you are.
But do you not feel, in any case, doesn't matter what color it is, you always feel the need to impress? So now you guys have been going out for 3, 4, 5 months, and now she's like, yo, Time to meet the family, brother.
Yeah.
Now you're like, yo, dad, moms.
Stepping
You
up.
know what I mean? You
Step
got
up,
you gotta
bruv.
step up. So automatically you're like, I got to step up now. I got to impress.
You gotta
I
show
got-
who is
Exactly.
who is Paolo.
But now it's also like, for me, the struggle was I can accept that if it was, you know, if it was a colored girl.
What makes it different, Finn?
Me, not the thing, and this is where I actually wanted to get to, is because it's not the Caucasian family.
Yeah.
Because all the Caucasian families that I've been a part of, or let's call it the Caucasian girls that I've dated and their families, they've all been chilled. But in my mind, I'm like, you, this little colored boy coming into their family, da 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 da. So I have this inferiority complex that I'm circling with, that I must deal with. But now I'm projecting it onto them. So now first I must suss them out and be like, yo, if I grab that third choppy, you know what I mean?
Yo, bruh, then you already know, like, you dishing that third chop, now you looking for your tinies, like I, or the kick under the table, or like.
Exactly. And I can't dump too much because they're like, you're just another one of those brothers. All that cuck goes through my mind all the fucking time. Yeah, now by chance, bite the piece of chicken up, bite into the bone. He's like, oh, he's a bone biter. All that cuck goes through my mind.
Licking his fingers like, 4 times, 5 times.
It's like the little things, man, like that you constantly have to be aware of, and it takes time.
It does take time, but also, like, the thing is, if you are gonna go into that situation and think about all these things, you're bound to fuck up somewhere.
Yeah, nah.
You know what I mean?
But that's the thing is also, that's like Paolo, where I've seen is like, bro, I've realized you go in there knowing you're a man, you're gonna fuck up.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
one second quickly.
Let's
get it going. Yeah.
You thinking you are fucking up, or you're gonna fuck up. But when you loving around that family, they just want to know you.
100%.
They don't care if you fucking up or not, because they might actually find humor in that cock. They might be like, oh my god, blah 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 blah, whatever. Or yeah, Saturday, yeah, you did this, but they find humor in that cock. But in your mind, you're like, yo, I fucked up. But Kanti, they're laughing about it.
Is it
but
different with mates?
And that's what brings them closer.
Is it different with having Caucasian mates and with having a Caucasian girl?
Definitely.
You see now.
Because that bra is your bra.
Is your bra.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
now he understands
your brasser or your brasser, because you know that, like, doesn't matter what's going to happen, they're going to stand there by you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, doesn't matter what color they might be, yellow, pink, green, orange, whatever, they're your brasser and they're going to stand by you. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna back you 100%. So, like, but in a relationship, it's you and her.
Yes.
Right? And
in family.
No, but sometimes going into that family setting is daunting as fuck.
It is.
Because the thing is, you don't know what to expect.
But is it really that important though? Like, it is important, but is it really that important?
But the thing is, who is it important to?
More her.
No, but
I personally think.
No, but
and also for the bra. Okay. Let me just read. Let me just actually think about the question again. Who is it important to?
Yeah, so
I think both.
So being in that setting with, so for instance, your partner's family, right? If it's important to your partner, if it's important for you to meet them in that specific setting, then it's important to you, and vice versa. Because when they are in, for instance, if we need to speak to your wife, right, who's white, what was it like for her being in your, like, let's turn the tables.
Your life.
I can tell you now, that lady, it was tough for her.
Like, and that's the thing, because we are all the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? We don't know what it's like on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
We always seen the fence on this side.
Yeah.
And that is the issue. Like we only see this side of the fence.
Yeah.
Question to you though. Question to you though. In your experience, since you 10 years older than us,
But I look like I'm younger anyways.
in your experience,
Yeah.
where do you see that? Or like, if we asked you the exact same question, what would your answer be to that? That's a question that you just proposed to us now.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's all dependent on, you know.
But well, let's
So which question specify?
so let's take it back. How old you now?
I'm 34.
34. So let's take it back. You 29, 30. You know, so it's quite an interesting age. You at an interesting stage of your life.
Yeah.
You with someone, right? And you just about to meet a family, and your mind is set on potentially this is the future, and whatever. I'm meeting the family this weekend, and I see this is gonna happen, and now I've been in her life, and now she's in my life. So she's now experiencing my life. So is this important to her, to me? That's one question.
Yeah.
Second question. And then thirdly, it's how are we both now going to move on forward from that? From your perspective.
Okay, so my personal perspective on this is that, like, you know, if you look at the first part, who is it important to, right? For instance, if she is not, or if you are not family orientated, meeting family isn't a big deal for you,
Okay.
right? So, like, but if it's important to your partner, then that becomes something that, like, yes, at first it might not necessarily be like important to you, but because it's important to them, it becomes important for you.
Yeah.
Because it's important for them.
Yeah.
You know, so, and vice versa. So, like, for instance, you might want to meet her family,
Yeah.
but she might not want to meet your family.
Hmm.
Because, but then, but you feel, no, but this is important for you to meet my family.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like, you meeting my family it's a big deal. You know, but, and you then need to reach that point where you say, okay, what about it frightens you? What are your fears about it? And it's that communication boiling down to, okay, cool, let's break it down. Let's break down what are you scared about? What are your fears? And try to understand and break them down to sort of ground level, right? So that you both have an understanding. You might not necessarily be on the same page, but you have an understanding of where the other person's at.
I want to ask this question to both of you. All right, and especially to you, because out of OV, obviously, and then I've got family in the depths of retreat, that, like, what was more fearful? Going to her family and spending the time with her family, or bringing her home to your family or to your family functions, knowing that shit's wild sometimes. Like, what is more fearful? Because for me, like, yes, I always felt like, I always thought, you know what, I was always like, yo, going to her family is stressful, but then coming to a bride by my place, like,
but blood is thicker than water.
100%.
Blood, like,
But the yard numbers is playing.
But the thing
They're
is,
drinking custard out of those glasses. You know, that little girls.
Yeah.
Snipers whole
My Peru.
day.
Like, I always felt like that there was a breaking point.
Nah, I
Like,
never.
that could be a make or break point.
I never.
because
I never.
you
I don't know
you
about
could
you.
you could always, because of the education and because of like where you've like elevated yourself out of, you always found it easy to adjust, but they never had the
To
chance
adjust.
to adjust
Yeah.
to your side of things.
100%.
So it's a shock to the fucking system.
And like in that, I think it's fair to say, Pocky, you know, you're now going to meet.
Bookie.
You're
You have snipers.
you're now going to meet the side of the family. Like they have a tendency to be bitchy.
Vote, yeah.
Alright, just a bitchy vote. Right? They gonna make cut of you.
Maak een nummer vol.
Right? I'm not gonna say anything. Don't shoot me. Right? But like a conversation like that, and this is coming from experience.
Yeah.
Right? Not necessarily interracial,
Yeah,
but bringing a girl to my family. Like I remember I was dating this girl, and my cousin decided to call her Broemolde.
Yeah.
Yo.
Right? No, and so he's like,
I don't want to bring out real names.
No. I'm not gonna, but he called her Broemolde.
Yo.
Right? And then
Heibo.
That's tough.
and I then when he called her, I laughed, yo. Bruh, did I not see my fucking ass? Like, okay.
Of course.
That's a
Right?
tough driver, man.
Then, no, it was a silent drive home, bruh.
That's what makes it tough.
Then, a couple of years later, dating someone else, my cousin decides he's gonna call a different girl, Broemolde 2.0.
2.0. No.
2. And then I get the look, no? Then I get the look, it's like,
So who was 1.0?
bruh, I'm
No.
getting daggers. I'm nowhere. I'm just.
Is this Jamie?
This cousin.
Eh?
Is this Jamie calling people this?
No, my cousin.
Oh, sorry.
It's my
That's a
cousin.
cousin.
Otherwise,
my
This
cousin,
cousin
and
used
he-
to,
he's
this
old.
cousin
So-
used to
so
be bombarded.
He's
from the
older than us. No? He's like one of the oldest, like male cousins, and he's cock funny man. But like
He's a funny character.
he just make gat man.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like okay. The first time I just laughed. No, then I think I got to a point where I was like, look here, please don't call her Broemolde. I'm not looking for cock. Like.
Bro, imagine you come around and that's why I say Broemolde 7.0. Like, imagine the feels
It's
you must
game
go through.
over.
I would hate my life.
Never.
I'll be
Not
like,
a damn.
So I'm the 7th ugliest motherfucker that this guy's.
Yo,
They're gonna be like, yo, this one is PLA.
Tough life, man.
On him.
Tough
son,
life.
bro.
So
wow,
what?
that
So
cousin.
what kind of ladies are you bringing around?
No,
that
but he must bombard that
that
cousin.
I'm Broemolde 7.0.
yo, bruh. Like,
Hey?
yes.
Nah, that's
And
taking
so
the
what?
piss.
But to add on, Paolo is spot on. Bruh, that conversation is vital. A pre-warning.
Buffalo.
Thank you very much. A pre-warning.
Have it. Finish it there.
There we go. Thank you very much. A pre-warning.
Just checking.
Pre-warning, pre-conversation.
Don't try to like that.
I've been Buffalo this week in a while. He's been buffaloing everyone.
Yeah, but he called it earlier and say,
Yeah,
you guys
he
didn't
did.
buffalo me.
Fucking looks like, I don't
No,
get
it's
buffaloed in my house. He just got buffalo.
Why didn't I
Fucked
got the
up.
table on this side, bruh?
Yes, sir.
You got me. You got me. Oh, yeah. You got me. You got me.
But yeah, nah, that conversation's vital.
Have you guys ever been with or dated a black girl?
Yeah.
That smile says it all, pilot. Hey, that smile.
Look,
says it all.
I've hooked up with girls of all races, and like you know, for me, it all depends on the person. Like the
No, 100%. But I want to ask you. I wanna deeper. Did you ever like meet the
Meet
family?
the family.
no.
No.
But you dated.
No,
Not.
we
Or
met.
just hooked up.
Yeah.
Met and hooked up.
Yeah, let's call it that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
You weren't ready to pay the
interesting
la bola, eh?
conversations.
Excuse me?
You weren't ready to pay the la bola.
No, but I don't have any cows, bro.
Ah.